Hey guys, what's up? It's Mike here with another review. I'm reviewing something that I've been looking forward to ever since Fear itself ended and they announced it, or they put the teasers out. So right now, in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing Defenders #1 by Matt Fraction and the artist team of Terry and Rachel Dodson, the husband and wife team, I believe. Um, so just so you know, there's a little background information you gotta know. This comes directly out of this book, follows Fear itself, and sorta. If you didn't read Fear itself, you're not missing anything. But if you did, you're a little more well off in terms of knowing what's been happening. They explain everything. Matt Fraction does a great job of explaining everything, but it's important that if you do read this, you won't it's comic books nowadays. You don't need to know the history or mythology of heroes. Like writers do a great job of introducing the heroes each issue, or they have like that splash of what's happening the last issue. So especially since this being #1, it's a great chance for people to jump into comics. And I've read a lot of #1s, and this is actually one of the better ones I've read. With DC's reboot and Marvel releasing a lot of new series this year and last year, this is a great way to start off a series. So they had a couple of covers for them, like 4 or 5. I picked this one mostly because I like the way it looks. This Iron Fist made of words is actually very interesting, and a lot of the words have pertain to him. They say there's higher, there's mentor, there's mysticism, teacher, kung fu, things like that. So it's really cool. I didn't pick the original cover because it's actually going to part of the artwork, which isn't too bad. But let me just focus on the story. So the book starts off with Doctor Strange. He's talking about how there's been some weird mystic disturbance in the world. A whole bunch of people have been experiencing weird mystical problems, and when we finally see him, he wakes up from a one-night stand with a grad student, and she sort of regrets it. She hates him now, and he sort of, it's just a weird way to open up a comic book, a pretty adult way. I don't think kids would get it. But what happened? So we then see him in a coffee shop trying to use a little home remedy type clairvoyance. He uses a tea bag, and he sort of tells his future, and he sees the word gear, which really doesn't really explain much. We then see him back at the Sanctum Sartorium, and he is with Wong, and apparently the Hulk busts in. He sort of walks into the front door, but he comes in, and he explains to Doctor Strange how something's wrong in the world. For those who don't know, the Hulk, he is currently separated from Bruce Banner. He's just the Hulk, and when he was during Fear itself, when they were still one entity, they were possessed by what were they possessed by? He was possessed by one of the hammers and became Null, Breaker of Worlds, and he shattered the hammer. And after that, what happened was that Null, the essence of Null, escaped into the world, and he's been wreaking havoc. And I'm sure this explains the mystical chaos that's going on in the world. After that, so he asked Doctor Strange because the Hulk decides to leave. He's like, I hate myself. I want to kill myself, but I can't. And I'm asking you, as one of my friends, to do this, to take care of this for me. And so Doctor Strange decides to assemble a group of heroes to help deal with this. He picks really powerful people from all over that have experience. He picks Namor. And we're introduced to Namor. He was in this GNC fighting off some poachers who killed a whole bunch of whales, I believe. He had a sword. It was actually a pretty interesting scene. And then he goes to the Surfer. Silver Surfer was in the mountains, and he sort of materializes. He's like, I was the snow, And a funny thing is Namor, he starts spitting out. He's like, "You are the snow," and then we see the Hulk suggests that they need muscle, so he suggests his wife, Betty Ross, who is currently Red Hulk. When they go to see Red Hulk, she's in Spain. She was trying to participate in the running of the bulls, but instead of the bulls chasing her, she chased them. And she agrees to go as long as she could bring her giant ass sword. We also then are introduced to Iron Fist, but not in the traditional sense. He's flying in. His company, Rand Industries or whatever it's called, created a plane for privatized plane riding, space flight. I mean, privatized space flight, and he's testing it. And he almost gets assassinated, but he pretty much kung fu's the guy into the ground. And probably the best part of it is what he says after. He's like, who has two thumbs, didn't throw up, and I'm paraphrasing, didn't throw up, and invented zero-G kung fu, and it's just like nice. And he tries to name his move. He's like, whatever, I just made it up. So Doctor Strange finds Danny and asks if they can borrow his plane, and he's like, sure, like he just had a one night stand too, Danny, and he's just like, this was a bad move, and him and Doctor Strange run off. So we're reunited with the team, and he picked these people because they all had experience with mystic, sort of cosmic, like a bit like shenanigans. And then the plane goes dead. Essentially, they lose like all the controls and instruments die, and what happens is they get shot at. All the heroes manage to make it out all right, but when we see them on the ground, they're surrounded by enemies, and Danny gets shot, and that's where the issue ends, by them surrounded by essentially what the man calls himself is the Herald of Null, Breaker of Worlds. Now, as a story, the story's written by Matt Fraction. He's on like 5-6 different books right now. I don't really know how he can do it. Like, be like, he's like pretty much like, he's on Iron Man, Thor. He just finished Fear Itself. He's part of the creative team on the Fearless. I think he's doing Battle Scars. I don't know. Plus, they're working on the Avengers X-Men thing. It's just like, and the Defenders. Like, Matt Fraction's everywhere, just like Bendis. He's like Bendis level, like all over the place. But the story's good. It's a little dialogue heavy in the beginning, and that's partially because it's set up character introductions, which they do in a good way. They don't spend too much time on it. They just put name boxes, and they show off a little bit of what the person can do. Other than that, yeah, it's good. It's a good introduction, story wise. It's light on the action. There's not much other than Danny fighting and then getting shot. I wish like they didn't end on a cliffhanger like this. I mean, partially because like I'm not too fond of cliffhangers, but like these are some of the most powerful people in the Marvel universe. I'm pretty sure they could take this group of like of random villains, especially since some of the villains were like tiger face, like tiger men. I'm pretty sure Danny Rand can just punch him in the face, and Namor can just he can fly and he can. It's just shenanigans. Plus the Silver Surfer's there. Why don't you just shoot them in the face with laser beams? It's just weird. Like, why they didn't really I think I would prefer action ending, like them starting a fight, than this weird surrounded ambush type thing. But whatever. Art wise, the Dodsons, Terry and Rachel Dodson, they have an interesting art style. They draw the characters very, very traditional as in traditional to the current incarnation of them. Everything is very accurate. The way they draw Red She-Hulk's a little weird. Her chest is really huge in their art style, unnecessarily huge. It's just too big, I guess. It's just awkward. Especially since the way costumes are, that's not how a costume works, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's alright, I guess. I'm not really complaining. It's just I've talked to people about the cover, and they're like, oh, I don't like the normal cover, which I'm going to be showing in the video. They don't really like it because She-Hulk's proportions are weird. And I mean, I don't care so much for that as long as it makes sense. Makes sense, like, as in, like, it's not like retarded looking. Anyway, so for this issue, the Dodsons they draw Namor weird too. I don't really like the way they draw Namor's face. He's weird looking. Otherwise, it's a good artwork. All the characters very nice. All the lines are very solid. It doesn't get too sloppy. And all the action scenes are the two action scenes are the action scene is very quick. Not much. Anyway, I'm gonna be giving this issue a 4 out of 5. This is a great issue to start off with, and I hope you guys who read comics pick it up. I hope you guys who don't read comics pick it up. This is a great way to get into comics, especially since, you know, this will help could get you into other books, Avengers maybe. You could read for yourself. You could just jump into comics. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of the Defenders, and you know what's happening, what books you're reading. You know, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you know, it's whatever. You know, I'd always love to know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like my video. You know, check some of my other videos out. I'll be posting up a whole bunch more in the next couple hours or day or two. Thanks for watching, guys.